Good evening, everyone. Today, we find ourselves discussing something quite perplexing, yet deeply relevant for many: why older adults seem to wake up at 3 a.m. every single night. It's a phenomenon that many have experienced but few have truly understood. Let me be clear, this is not a trivial matter. This is a matter of health, of well-being, of life itself. When someone reaches their senior years, their sleep patterns often change, sometimes drastically. We often ask, why do they wake up at 3 a.m.? Is it a natural part of aging? Should we dismiss it as just another fact of getting older? The reality, however, is far more complex and critical than we give credit for. There is a deeper meaning beneath these nighttime awakenings, something that may hold the key to understanding our aging bodies, minds, and health in ways we haven't yet grasped. Firstly, sleep is a fundamental pillar of health. It is during sleep that the body heals, the brain processes, and our systems recalibrate. When older adults wake up at odd hours, it may be the body's way of signaling a disruption, something that is trying to get our attention. Perhaps there is an underlying physiological change, such as hormonal shifts, or perhaps it is stress and anxiety manifesting in ways we haven't yet fully comprehended. Secondly, waking up at 3 a.m. can signify a deeper imbalance in the body's circadian rhythms. As we age, our biological clocks change, but this change often signals a misalignment. The body's internal rhythms are no longer in sync with the environment or perhaps even with itself. This misalignment can have profound consequences on health, contributing to cognitive decline, heart disease, and even metabolic issues. It's not something to overlook. Thirdly, let us consider the psychological impact. Waking up in the middle of the night can often lead to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and an overwhelming sense of helplessness. There is something profoundly disorienting about the quiet darkness of 3 a.m. It's easy for the mind to spiral into negative thoughts, fears, and anxieties. And this can only worsen the situation. Sleep deprivation is not just about the quantity of sleep but also the quality, and the mind's ability to rest and recuperate during the night is critical to emotional regulation. Fourthly, it's essential to understand the larger implications of chronic sleep disruptions. Prolonged poor sleep is not just a nuisance, it can actually alter your biology in ways that harm you physically. There is an undeniable connection between disrupted sleep and weakened immune function, increased inflammation, and an overall decline in resilience. This is not a matter to be taken lightly. Lastly, I must stress this: waking up at 3 a.m. is not simply a benign sign of aging. It is a signal, a warning. And it is a call to action. We cannot afford to dismiss it. Whether it's making lifestyle changes, seeking professional help, or simply understanding the importance of a consistent sleep schedule, it is critical to address the root cause of these disturbances before they evolve into something more damaging. In conclusion, we must approach this issue with seriousness, empathy, and care. For our older adults, these 3 a.m. awakenings are more than just a trivial inconvenience. They are a message from the body, a message that we must understand, respect, and act upon. Thank you. Sleep is not a mere indulgence or luxury that we can forego, it is a cornerstone of our physical, mental, and emotional health. It is during sleep that our bodies perform critical functions such as cellular repair, memory consolidation, and hormone regulation. For older adults, sleep takes on an even more significant role, as the natural aging process introduces various physiological and psychological challenges that require extra recovery time and care. Disruptions in sleep, particularly those that lead to waking up in the middle of the night, can be indicative of more profound underlying health issues. Therefore, it is crucial to understand why sleep is so vital and how its disruption, especially in seniors, can signal potential problems that need to be addressed. The human body operates like a complex machine, and sleep is the process through which it undergoes maintenance. When we sleep, our cells and tissues regenerate, and our brain processes the events of the day, consolidating memories and clearing out toxins. Older adults, in particular, are more susceptible to wear and tear due to the natural aging process, which means they need adequate rest to recover from the daily stresses and preserve optimal functioning. However, when sleep is disrupted, the body's ability to heal and restore itself is compromised. For example, the body's immune system, which relies on sleep to remain strong and efficient, becomes weakened during periods of poor sleep. This leads to a higher susceptibility to infections and illnesses, which can have serious consequences for older adults. Moreover, sleep is intimately tied to the regulation of hormones. One of the most critical hormones influenced by sleep is cortisol, the body's stress hormone. Inadequate sleep, particularly when an individual wakes up in the middle of the night, can lead to elevated cortisol levels, which in turn can increase stress, exacerbate inflammation, and negatively affect overall health. Cortisol dysregulation is linked to a range of health issues, including cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes, all of which are particularly prevalent in older adults. A lack of sleep also interferes with the production of growth hormone, which is essential for tissue repair and regeneration. As growth hormone production declines with age, sleep becomes even more crucial for seniors to maintain muscle mass, bone density, and overall vitality. Sleep deprivation can also lead to cognitive impairments, such as difficulty concentrating, memory loss, and a decline in decision-making abilities. These cognitive changes are not only frustrating and disorienting for the individual but also pose a significant risk to their safety. For example, seniors who experience poor sleep may be more prone to falls or accidents due to impaired judgment and slower reaction times. Additionally, disrupted sleep patterns can worsen the effects of pre-existing conditions such as dementia and Alzheimer's disease, accelerating cognitive decline and impairing quality of life. Furthermore, sleep plays a significant role in emotional regulation and mental health. Seniors who experience chronic sleep disruptions, such as waking up at 3 a.m., may be more prone to feelings of anxiety, depression, and isolation. Sleep deprivation affects the brain's ability to process emotions properly, leading to heightened emotional responses and an increased risk of developing mood disorders. These psychological effects not only make life more challenging for seniors but can also create a negative feedback loop where poor sleep exacerbates feelings of loneliness and hopelessness, further interfering with the ability to rest and recover. Finally, it is important to understand that the quality of sleep is just as important, if not more so, than the quantity. For seniors, waking up in the middle of the night or experiencing fragmented sleep patterns can mean that the body doesn't reach the deeper, restorative stages of sleep, such as REM and deep sleep. These stages are essential for cognitive function, emotional stability, and physical restoration. Without adequate time spent in these restorative phases, the body's capacity to recover from stress and strain is significantly hindered, leading to a cumulative decline in health over time. As we age, our body's internal mechanisms undergo significant changes, and one of the most noticeable is the alteration of our circadian rhythms. The circadian rhythm, often referred to as the body's internal clock, governs our sleep-wake cycle. It is influenced by external factors such as light and darkness, but it is also shaped by internal biological processes. In younger individuals, this clock typically aligns well with the 24-hour day, making it easier to sleep at night and stay awake during the day. However, as people age, their circadian rhythm often becomes disrupted, leading to changes in sleep patterns, which may explain why many older adults find themselves waking up in the middle of the night, particularly around 3 a.m. One of the primary reasons for this disruption is the gradual decline in the production of melatonin, a hormone that plays a crucial role in regulating sleep. Melatonin levels naturally rise in the evening, signaling to the brain that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. However, as individuals age, their melatonin production decreases, leading to a reduced ability to fall asleep and stay asleep through the night. This can result in fragmented sleep, where an individual may fall asleep initially but then wake up in the middle of the night, often at the same time each night, such as 3 a.m. In addition to reduced melatonin production, there are other factors that contribute to circadian rhythm disruption in older adults. Changes in the structure of the brain, particularly in areas that regulate sleep, can make it harder for the body to maintain a consistent sleep-wake schedule. This can lead to a misalignment between the internal clock and the external environment, resulting in irregular sleep patterns. For instance, an older adult might find themselves feeling alert and awake at 3 a.m. when the rest of the world is asleep, and then feel drowsy during the day, even though it's not the natural time for rest. These changes to circadian rhythm can also have broader implications for overall health. When the body's internal clock is out of sync, it can affect various physiological processes, including metabolism, immune function, and cognitive performance. For example, individuals who experience disrupted sleep due to circadian rhythm disturbances may have an increased risk of developing chronic conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, and hypertension. This is because the body's ability to regulate blood pressure, blood sugar levels, and inflammation is compromised when sleep is fragmented or of poor quality. Furthermore, the misalignment of the circadian rhythm can have a significant impact on mood and mental health. A disrupted sleep-wake cycle can lead to feelings of confusion, irritability, and even depression. As the body's internal clock is thrown off, older adults may struggle to maintain a sense of routine or stability, which can exacerbate feelings of anxiety or isolation. The lack of restorative sleep can also affect cognitive function, leading to memory issues, difficulty concentrating, and slower reaction times. Social and environmental factors can also play a role in the disruption of circadian rhythms for older adults. Many seniors experience lifestyle changes that can impact their sleep, such as retirement, reduced social interactions, or changes in living arrangements. The absence of daily structure and regular activities can make it harder for the body to maintain a stable sleep-wake cycle. Additionally, environmental factors such as exposure to artificial light during the evening or excessive noise can further disrupt the natural circadian rhythm, exacerbating sleep issues. Despite these challenges, there are ways to help seniors realign their circadian rhythms and improve sleep. Light exposure, in particular, plays a crucial role in regulating the internal clock. Seniors who experience sleep disruptions can benefit from exposure to natural sunlight during the day, as this can help reset the body's internal clock and promote healthier sleep patterns. Similarly, creating a calming evening routine and reducing exposure to artificial light before bedtime can help signal to the body that it's time to wind down. In conclusion, circadian rhythm disruptions are a natural part of aging, but they are not inevitable or insurmountable. Understanding the factors that contribute to these disruptions and implementing strategies to help regulate sleep can significantly improve the quality of life for older adults, ensuring they enjoy restorative sleep and better health overall. Waking up in the middle of the night, especially around 3 a.m., can have profound psychological effects on older adults. While many people may dismiss it as a minor inconvenience or an unavoidable part of aging, the reality is that these nighttime awakenings can contribute to significant mental and emotional challenges. Sleep plays a crucial role in regulating mood and cognitive function, and when it is disrupted, the consequences can extend far beyond simple tiredness. For seniors, frequent awakenings in the middle of the night can lead to increased feelings of isolation, anxiety, and depression, ultimately affecting overall well-being and quality of life. One of the primary psychological effects of waking up at 3 a.m. is the sense of loneliness and isolation it can create. The middle of the night is a time when the world is quiet, and there are fewer distractions to occupy the mind. For an older adult, waking up at this hour and finding themselves alone with their thoughts can be unsettling. Unlike during the day, when there are opportunities for social interaction, entertainment, or daily activities, the nighttime can feel isolating. This sense of solitude can be particularly distressing for seniors who already struggle with feelings of loneliness due to life changes such as retirement, loss of loved ones, or decreased social engagement. Anxiety is another major consequence of these nocturnal awakenings. When someone wakes up in the middle of the night, their brain is often in a hyperactive state, making it easy for worries and negative thoughts to take over. Older adults may find themselves ruminating on past events, current health concerns, or fears about the future. The stillness of the night can amplify these thoughts, creating a cycle where anxiety makes it harder to fall back asleep, leading to even more stress and exhaustion the next day. Over time, this chronic sleep-related anxiety can contribute to the development of generalized anxiety disorder or exacerbate pre-existing mental health conditions. Depression is also closely linked to disrupted sleep patterns. Studies have shown that individuals who experience frequent sleep disturbances are at a higher risk of developing depressive symptoms. Sleep is essential for emotional regulation, and without it, the brain struggles to maintain balance. Older adults who wake up at 3 a.m. regularly may begin to experience feelings of hopelessness or frustration about their inability to achieve restful sleep. The lack of sleep can drain their energy levels, reduce motivation, and make it harder to engage in activities that bring them joy or fulfillment. This can lead to a vicious cycle where poor sleep contributes to depression, and depression, in turn, makes it harder to sleep. Furthermore, sleep disruptions can impair cognitive function, making it more difficult to concentrate, remember things, or process emotions effectively. When an older adult repeatedly wakes up at night, their brain does not receive the necessary deep sleep required for memory consolidation and cognitive processing. Over time, this can lead to increased forgetfulness, confusion, and difficulty managing daily tasks. For those already experiencing mild cognitive decline, frequent nighttime awakenings can accelerate the progression of cognitive impairments, increasing the risk of dementia and other neurodegenerative conditions. Another key factor is the role of stress hormones in sleep disturbances. When someone wakes up in the middle of the night, their cortisol levels may be elevated, which further disrupts their ability to relax and fall back asleep. Cortisol is the body's primary stress hormone, and its dysregulation can lead to chronic stress and heightened emotional reactivity. Older adults with consistently high cortisol levels due to sleep disruptions may find themselves more irritable, easily overwhelmed, or emotionally unstable. This heightened emotional state can make it more difficult to handle everyday challenges, leading to increased frustration and dissatisfaction with life. In addition to the emotional and cognitive effects, there is also a behavioral impact. Older adults who experience frequent nighttime awakenings may begin to develop negative associations with sleep. They might start to anticipate waking up at 3 a.m., which can create a self-fulfilling prophecy where their anxiety about sleep actually contributes to the problem. Some may begin avoiding bedtime altogether or engaging in habits that further disrupt sleep, such as excessive daytime napping or relying on alcohol or sleeping pills. These coping mechanisms, while offering temporary relief, often worsen the underlying issue in the long run. Addressing the psychological effects of waking up at 3 a.m. requires a multifaceted approach that includes improving sleep hygiene, managing anxiety and stress, and creating a structured daily routine. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, has been shown to be particularly effective in helping individuals reframe negative thoughts about sleep and develop healthier sleeping patterns. Relaxation techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, or gentle stretching before bed can also help reduce nighttime anxiety. Establishing a bedtime routine and maintaining a consistent sleep schedule can reinforce the body's natural sleep-wake cycle, reducing the likelihood of frequent awakenings. Ultimately, waking up in the middle of the night is not just a minor inconvenience, it is a significant issue that affects the mental health and emotional well-being of older adults. The feelings of loneliness, anxiety, and depression that can arise from these nighttime awakenings should not be ignored. Instead, they should be recognized as important signals that deeper psychological and physiological processes are at play, requiring thoughtful intervention and care. Chronic sleep disruptions, particularly waking up at 3 a.m., can have profound effects on an individual's overall health. While many people assume that fragmented sleep is just a minor inconvenience, science has shown that persistent interruptions in sleep can lead to serious long-term health consequences. Older adults, in particular, are at a higher risk of experiencing these negative effects due to age-related physiological changes. When sleep is consistently disrupted, it affects nearly every system in the body, contributing to a weakened immune system, increased inflammation, higher risks of cardiovascular disease, and impaired metabolic function. Understanding these risks is essential for recognizing the importance of addressing sleep disturbances before they lead to more severe health complications. One of the most immediate effects of chronic sleep disruption is a weakened immune system. During sleep, the body produces and releases cytokines, which are proteins that help regulate immune responses and fight off infections. When sleep is fragmented or inadequate, cytokine production decreases, making it harder for the body to defend itself against illnesses. This is especially concerning for older adults, whose immune systems are already naturally weaker due to aging. Studies have shown that individuals who experience poor sleep are more susceptible to common infections like the flu and colds, and they may also take longer to recover when they do get sick. In more serious cases, chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to an increased risk of autoimmune diseases and even a higher likelihood of developing cancer due to the body's inability to properly repair damaged cells. Inflammation is another major concern when it comes to sleep disruptions. The body relies on sleep to regulate inflammatory responses, and when sleep is consistently poor, inflammation levels rise. Chronic inflammation is associated with a range of health issues, including arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and neurodegenerative disorders such as Alzheimer's. Inflammation is particularly damaging because it contributes to the slow degradation of tissues and organs over time, making it one of the hidden dangers of persistent sleep disturbances. For older adults, whose bodies are already experiencing natural wear and tear, elevated inflammation can accelerate age-related diseases and further impair overall health. The relationship between sleep and cardiovascular health is well documented, with studies showing that poor sleep significantly increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and high blood pressure. When an individual wakes up repeatedly in the middle of the night, their body experiences a stress response that includes increased heart rate and blood pressure. Over time, these repeated stress responses put excessive strain on the cardiovascular system. Sleep is essential for regulating blood pressure and maintaining healthy heart function, and without it, the risk of hypertension and heart-related complications rises sharply. Additionally, individuals who suffer from chronic sleep disturbances are more likely to develop arrhythmias and experience higher levels of arterial plaque buildup, both of which can lead to severe cardiovascular events. Metabolic health is another area that is significantly affected by disrupted sleep. Sleep plays a crucial role in regulating blood sugar levels and insulin sensitivity. When sleep is repeatedly interrupted, the body's ability to process glucose becomes impaired, increasing the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. This is particularly problematic for older adults, as diabetes is already more common in aging populations. Poor sleep can also lead to unhealthy weight gain, as disrupted sleep patterns are linked to changes in hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin. These hormonal imbalances can increase appetite and cravings for high-calorie foods, leading to weight gain and obesity, which further exacerbates the risk of metabolic disorders. Beyond physical health, sleep disruptions can have serious consequences for cognitive function. The brain relies on sleep to clear out toxins, consolidate memories, and maintain optimal function. When sleep is consistently interrupted, cognitive performance declines, leading to issues such as forgetfulness, poor concentration, and difficulty with problem solving. Over time, chronic sleep disturbances have been linked to an increased risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Sleep helps remove beta-amyloid, a protein associated with Alzheimer's, from the brain. Without sufficient deep sleep, these proteins accumulate, accelerating cognitive decline. This makes sleep quality a critical factor in maintaining brain health and reducing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Another significant impact of chronic sleep disruption is on mental health. Older adults who wake up frequently in the middle of the night often experience higher levels of anxiety and depression. Sleep is essential for emotional regulation, and when it is insufficient, individuals may feel more irritable, emotionally unstable, and prone to negative thinking. Depression is a common issue among older adults, and poor sleep only exacerbates these symptoms, creating a vicious cycle where sleep disturbances contribute to mental health decline, which in turn makes it harder to achieve restful sleep. Addressing chronic sleep disruptions is essential for preventing these serious health risks. Many older adults dismiss their nighttime awakenings as a normal part of aging, but the consequences of untreated sleep disturbances can be severe. While occasional sleep interruptions are normal, persistent patterns of waking up at 3 a.m. should not be ignored. Recognizing the connection between sleep and overall health can help individuals take proactive steps to improve their sleep hygiene and reduce their risk of long-term health complications. Waking up at 3 a.m. is not just a random occurrence or an inevitable part of aging, it is a signal, a warning from the body that something needs attention. Many older adults experience this pattern, yet it is often dismissed as a minor inconvenience or an unavoidable part of getting older. However, ignoring this issue can lead to more significant health consequences. The body operates on a complex system of rhythms, hormones, and physiological processes, and when sleep is disrupted, it is often an indication that something is out of balance. Recognizing these awakenings as a call to action rather than a simple annoyance is the first step toward improving both sleep quality and overall well-being. One of the most important aspects of addressing frequent nighttime awakenings is identifying the underlying cause. Many factors contribute to disrupted sleep in older adults, including changes in circadian rhythms, stress, medical conditions, and lifestyle habits. A key part of responding to this call to action is evaluating these factors and making necessary adjustments. For example, if stress and anxiety are leading to frequent nighttime awakenings, incorporating relaxation techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, or mindfulness exercises before bed can help calm the nervous system and promote uninterrupted sleep. If physical discomfort, such as joint pain or digestive issues, is the cause, making adjustments to sleep posture, using supportive pillows, or addressing dietary habits may help reduce disturbances. Another crucial step is maintaining a consistent sleep schedule. The body thrives on routine, and going to bed and waking up at the same time each day reinforces the natural sleep-wake cycle. Many older adults experience shifts in their circadian rhythms that make them feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning. While this is a natural part of aging, drastic changes in sleep timing can contribute to fragmented sleep. Setting a structured sleep schedule and sticking to it, even on weekends, can help regulate the body's internal clock and reduce the likelihood of waking up at odd hours. Exposure to natural light during the day plays a critical role in regulating the body's internal clock. Spending time outside in the sunlight, especially in the morning, helps reinforce proper circadian rhythms and signals to the body when it is time to be awake and when it is time to sleep. Conversely, minimizing exposure to artificial light, particularly blue light from screens, in the evening can prevent disruptions to melatonin production, which is essential for falling and staying asleep. Many older adults spend more time indoors, which can further disrupt their sleep-wake cycle. Prioritizing outdoor activities, even if it is just a short walk in the morning, can significantly improve sleep quality. Diet and physical activity also play a crucial role in addressing nighttime awakenings. Heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol consumption in the evening can disrupt sleep by causing indigestion, increasing the likelihood of acid reflux, or interfering with melatonin production. On the other hand, a balanced diet that includes sleep-supporting nutrients such as magnesium and tryptophan can promote better rest. Regular physical activity, particularly in the morning or early afternoon, can also help regulate sleep patterns. Exercise helps reduce stress, improve cardiovascular health, and promote deeper sleep. However, intense workouts too close to bedtime may have the opposite effect, so timing exercise appropriately is essential. In some cases, Waking up at 3 a.m. may be a sign of an underlying medical condition that requires attention. Conditions such as sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or even heart and lung issues can contribute to frequent nighttime awakenings. Seeking medical advice and undergoing a sleep evaluation, if necessary, can help identify and treat these conditions. Many older adults may not even be aware that they have a sleep disorder, but addressing it can lead to significant improvements in overall health and well-being. Another important factor is managing nighttime awakenings in a way that does not make the problem worse. Many individuals who wake up in the middle of the night develop the habit of checking the clock, turning on bright lights, or engaging in activities that further stimulate the brain. Instead, if waking up at 3 a.m. becomes a recurring issue, it is best to stay in a relaxed state, avoid looking at the clock, and practice deep breathing or other calming techniques. If returning to sleep proves difficult after 20 minutes, engaging in a quiet, low-stimulation activity such as reading a book, with dim lighting, or listening to soothing music can help ease the body back into sleep. Ultimately, waking up at 3 a.m. should not be ignored or brushed off as an unavoidable part of aging. It is the body's way of signaling that something is out of balance, whether it be stress, an unhealthy lifestyle habit, or an underlying medical issue. Taking this as a call to action means being proactive about improving sleep hygiene, making necessary lifestyle changes, and seeking medical guidance when needed. By addressing the root causes of nighttime awakenings, older adults can improve their sleep quality, enhance their overall health, and enjoy a greater sense of well-being.